The energy message for September of 2022 is, yes, a week late, but I trust in timing. So whatever needed to come through has come through. And it also didn't feel like this energy. I mean, energy is never just for the single month. It is kind of like an overall theme that's occurring, but this one in particular did not feel like a September only kind of energy. It felt like a what's coming up energy. So yes, it is the September message, but there's a lot more to it. So the first thing about this September 2022 message is it was very much coming from a higher expression, a higher energy. So a lot of the times, if you've been following along with these videos, the energy message will happen either in my place of nature with my guide, or it'll happen with my Akashic Council or something like that. This one specifically is very much, it's for all of us. So I do trust that this message receives the exposure that it requires, that it touches those who need to hear it and receive the message. And at the same time, it was very much from the eternal soul, specifically the starseed eternal soul of each one of us. So for those of us who feel connected to not having all of our experiences on Earth, and having had experiences that are not on Earth, this message is specifically for that part of remembering. I hope that makes sense. So this message is very much from the higher vibration, and it is very much asking us to rise above the muck and the mess of Earth and of the 3D experiences that are going to be happening in this next stretch of time. So you can read into that by, I'll just say, it's not exactly going to be smooth sailing for the 3D humanness. And this message is very much rising above and seeing it from a higher perspective, a higher experience, and looking from a higher viewpoint. And what is the forward movement? Like, what is all of this trying to accomplish? Not getting caught up in the all of this stuff. So what they really wanted to, or what the message is really trying to say, is that this is the time to connect back with your soul, with your eternal starseed, your eternal, ever-knowing, fully experienced, remembered soul. The part of you that knows and has had experiences through multiple millennia of lifetimes and on Earth, off Earth, different experiences that you have had. Your soul remembers, and it is time to connect with that part of you. So it's not connecting with guides or ancestral beings or anything. Like, this is you remembering everything that you know and that you have experienced and tuning into that part of yourself. You are receiving this message because you are being asked to rise up above the muck and the mess. If you have watched my videos on human design, or you've learned about human design in another way, think about this message similar to the projector energy type in human design. So the way that the projector energy works in its highest expression is that it sits up above and it observes and it watches, and it can see the patterns, and it can connect the energies, and it can see where those energies are moving, and then it ducks down, addresses whatever, and then pops back up again. And so this is that same expression for all of us. So whether you know human design or not, whether you are a projector or not, does not matter, but the analogy is that same rising up, looking down, seeing where the energy is moving and going with that momentum, really moving that energy forwards and not just looking from a human perspective of like, oh, I have to do this and I have to do that. It's rising up, looking at the fuller picture from that experience of your higher soul self, and then shifting it to move it forwards. The focus of this message is really that rising up. It was not the focus to address what the muck and the mess is, just to acknowledge that it's gonna be a little messy from a human perspective. Things are gonna get messy in this 3D tangible experience that we're having. And we need these energies. We need your energy to rise up, to look up from above, to detach from this human 3D heaviness that's going to happen, the challenges, the struggles. So it's not about ignoring them at all. Like, this is not spiritual bypassing. This is seeing that there is a challenge, or there are multiple challenges that are happening, and rising up, seeing it from a clearer, higher energetic perspective, and using that energy to help shift the entire momentum forward. And recognize that those around you might not be ready to join yet, and that's okay. They're not there yet. That's okay. You living that higher expression, that higher experience, you taking action from those higher views, from that higher energetic experience, you remembering that soul lineage, those soul experiences, and why your soul is here at this time for this reason. You moving with that, and with that knowing and that understanding and that recognition is what's best for the greater good, and will help to bring people along, awaken them, remind them. So you don't have to physically remind them, you don't have to physically pull them along. It's more a you leading through those experiences, through that remembering, through your higher expression. The ones who are ready to move forward are going to join along and come, and you will help rise their energy as well. Tangibly, because you know I love the human tangible message that we can give here. Zoom out before taking any action. Or if you got caught up in an action, take a moment and you recognize it, take a moment, zoom out, and you might stop that action, or you might shift how you're approaching it. But zoom out before you take action. What's the soul message here? What's the soul experience here? What is the soul pulling towards? What does the soul message require of you? It might require you to not do anything. What is the greater momentum? How does it all connect? What energy do you need to contribute here? And again, it might not be any energy. It might not be feeding the beast. So connect with that higher self, that higher experience before taking action. I'm going to link one of my meditations. It's the Soul Starseed Connection meditation. It's, I think, like 5 to 7 minutes. So I'll link that down in the description box below. Definitely check it out, because it will help to connect you and give you that experience of rising above all the muck and the mess of the 3D, and it'll help you to connect with that higher self. This is a reminder that your higher self, your soul self, your infinite self remembers. It knows why you're here. It knows what you need to do at this time. So this is your call to connect with it, daily, secondly, whenever you remember, every and all the time, but as you can. So really practice this connection with your soul self. Pull yourself up above and really expand your energy into this remembering of your true infinite self and what that energy is here for. This is a really big energetic shift. This is a really big energetic time that's happening. And it's not about human actions and human results. So when you look back at this phase or this period of time from a human perspective, you may not achieve certain things. You may not look and see goals and results in a tangible physical way, and that's not the energy right now. That's not what you're being called to do. But you might look back and say, wow, I really changed how I handled certain situations, how I handled certain conversations, how I interacted in that 3D human way. So it's not about physical tangible results, it's about shifting your energy and connecting with that higher expression, that higher remembering, that infinite self. This is a pivot point, and you are receiving this message. You are here getting this message because you are ready to receive it. And it is a big message. So to summarize it all, I was called to pull one of my Akashic Tarot cards, and I pulled the Seven of Keys, which is the Ascent. And the card's message is about the physical experience of ascending. So climbing up and achieving and doing the work and the effort. And the way that that connects to this is that there is a very human element. There's a very physical element of detaching ourselves from the physical muck. There's a very physical experience, a very human experience there. There's a lot of human work to be done to not get bogged down, to not get caught up in the tangible day-to-day-ness of it all. So release those strings, those binds, those confines, and rise above and be at the top, be in that ascended place, looking up at the achievements and looking across at what needs to happen. And you might not be the one pulling somebody else up there with you. And that is great. Don't do it. Don't pull someone else up. Instead, look to see like what needs to happen so that others can do that physical work themselves to connect and reach up and do that physical, tangible action of disconnecting with the muck themselves and rising up and reaching that ascended place. Okay, this was a really big message. It was not what I was expecting at all, and that's what I love so much about sharing these messages with you, is that every single time I go and receive a message, it surprises me. It just blows my mind. So if you are enjoying these, please do give the videos a thumbs up. Click on that subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section how things are going for you. I did this because I just always do that whenever I say click the notification bell. And if you are interested in all of this sort of work, I do have ways that you can connect with me in a one-on-one way down in the description box below. And I will see you in the next video.